Hey, it's Joe. Got another video for you. This question is from Frank D'Agostino from Queens, New York. He says, "Hi Joe, I know you've got a huge list of investors, so it's probably pretty easy for you to flip your investment properties. Can you tell me the best ways to build my list?" Well, he's right. I've got a huge list. I've got about 60,000 people who are investors, real estate investors, on my list right now. So when I get a good property for sale, I'll just blast it out to my list, and usually we can sell it sometimes within minutes, usually within a day or two. So it makes it very easy to move good investment properties. But keep in mind, no matter how big your list is, if you don't have a good deal to offer, it's not going to do you any good. Nobody's going to buy a bad deal, even if you've got a huge list. So you've got to learn how to structure the deals properly so that people will buy the properties that you've got. Now, building that list isn't really that difficult. And that's taken me some time to do it, and you've got to keep replenishing it because people do leave your list at sometimes. But you want to be able to keep fresh people coming in all the time, and you want to be able to keep selling to people that are still interested in what you have to sell. So I use autoresponders. I use videos like this. I use, we'll send out information about my properties. We'll do all sorts of things to market to the list. My list has been worth millions and millions of dollars to me. But even a list of 100 people can be worth thousands and thousands of dollars to you. It can make you a lot of money over time. And as you build it, it's going to, if you use these techniques that I'm teaching, it'll continue to help you grow your business. It'll create sustainable income. It'll create consistent income, because you know that at any particular time you can just do a blast out to your list and you can sell something else and you can make some money. I remember John Lennon used to say, if he wanted a swimming pool, all he has to do is sit down and write a song. And because he could immediately monetize anything that he did, because he had a list of people, not technically a list, but he had a group of people that always wanted to hear what he had to do, no matter what it was that he did. So I think that if you can put yourself in that same position, maybe not quite as big as John Lennon, but if you can put yourself in the same position where you've got a group of people that are interested in what you have to sell all the time, and they're interested in taking a look at what you have to say, it's going to make you a lot of money. So let's talk about how to build that list. And it depends on the kind of list that you're building. If you're looking for people who are selling their property, that's one way. Let's say we're looking for people who we want to do the for rent method with. Those people are people that have homes listed for rent. A lot of people that have homes listed for rent are landlords who have multiple properties. So if we get them on our list, if they don't work with us the first time through, they might work with us on the next property or the next property. They might have multiple, 10s or 20s or 50 properties that they can work with us. We even do this with property managers. Sometimes when you get a little bit better at this, you become a little bit more savvy. You can talk to people who have a lot of properties, and they'll feel confident that you can do the job for them. But even at the beginning, just finding people who have one property that they couldn't sell on the MLS, and they just got to get it rented, so somebody will make the mortgage payment for them. We can solve that problem for them as well. And that's what the for rent method is all about. So you get them on your list and you make the offer to them. And if they say no, let's say you're not as good as you should be, you're still practicing, and they say no to you, well, you make sure you capture their email, you've got their phone number, you got their name, and you put them into your autoresponder. Your autoresponder then goes out to them once every 2 or 3 weeks and says, hey, I'm still interested in helping you with your house or buying your property. If you've changed your mind, please give me a call. And you send these out on a regular basis until they unsubscribe themselves from their list, which they can do by simply clicking the link at the bottom, just like you can unsubscribe yourself from my list by clicking the link at the bottom that says unsubscribe. Or they will actually eventually, maybe they'll do something with you. And the exciting thing about using an autoresponder like that is you put it on autopilot, you never think about it again, and then when those people are ready, maybe they're not ready this week or next month, but maybe they're ready in 2 months or 3 months. Maybe they finally give up after that period of time if they don't find somebody to fill their property. And then they come to you and say, yeah, I think what you have to say makes sense. You've been persistent. You've always followed up with me. And they'll call you up and they'll say, hey, I'm ready to go. And you'll say, who are you? And then you'll realize, oh yeah, this is somebody that's on my autoresponder, and you take them and you put the deal together. That's pretty exciting stuff when that happens. Now, you don't have to have an autoresponder, and I tell my beginners, don't worry about it if you don't have an autoresponder at the beginning. Just put them on a list, and once a week, go through there and send out a blast to everybody that's on your list. If you made 20 offers that week, then you have to send out 20 emails, in a couple of weeks and remind everybody. I suggested you do it all on the same day because it's easy, just to boom, boom, boom right through it. If you've got no money, that makes it easy to do that. Once you set up the autoresponder, though, then you never have to think about it again. You can delegate the work to somebody else, and it makes your job a lot easier. Now, building, so finding those for rent people, that's just a matter of finding people that have their homes listed for rent. Also includes for sale by owners. You know how many for sale by owners there are in the country right now? I mean, and you don't have to do this just locally. You can do it all over the country. You could build a huge business doing just this one method, doing it all over the country. You can do a great business making hundreds of thousands of dollars just doing it in your local town. Even if you're in a small town, you can do that. So you start building it with that process. Now, as soon as you find sellers, you also want to add to the process finding buyers. And that's a matter of advertising your properties. One of the great sources we've used that I don't think everybody knows about is a website called fillmyproperty.com. I love that site because it actually posts it out to Craigslist for you, and it posts it to a few real estate feeds, and you usually get leads coming in almost immediately from those sources. I'd also post your ads in Craigslist, have somebody do it for you if you don't have the time. It's very cheap to get somebody on Elance or find somebody who will do the grunt work for you to get all that stuff done, so you don't have to think about it. So you can focus on the things that are going to make you the most money fastest. Now, you may not have any money to start out with here. Maybe you don't have an extra 20 bucks a week that you can pay somebody to do your grunt work for you. So you spend some extra time and you do it yourself. You put a little bit more effort into it and make it happen. You've either got more time or you've got more money to devote to this. If you've got more time, then you do it yourself. If you've got more money, then you get somebody else to do it for you. You do the thing that makes you the most money, which is making the offer on the property. And when you get into my mentor program, that's the thing you're going to hear me say over and over and over again to try to get people refocused on the thing that makes the most sense. So that's a way to do that. Now, if you're looking for investors who are going to buy properties, what better place to go than to the newspapers that have people that have their advertisements saying, I'll buy homes for cash. Those people are looking for property. They're actively looking for property. Now, some of those people aren't very good at what they do. Some people don't know what they're doing. Some of them just saw, run this ad in the newspaper from some real estate teacher somewhere, and they've run it, and when they get a call, they don't know what to do about it. I think if you call some of these ads, you won't even get calls back from them. These people are paying, $100 a week for these ads. But you'll find these kind of ads. They're all over the country, so you can find investors from all over the country. They don't have to be local investors to buy your local properties. They can be from anywhere in the country, out of the country for that matter. I've sold properties to people in Europe, in the UK, to Canada, to Mexico, Australia. I've sold properties all around the world to people. They can buy here, and they can buy this stuff from you. So that's how you would build a list like that. And I've got specific techniques to help you do that. These techniques are free, by the way. If you use these like fillmyproperty.com or Craigslist or Backpage or any of these other sites that give you an opportunity to either list properties for sale, find properties that are for sale, those are free advertising. That doesn't cost you anything to find that lead. If you automate the process, you can get people to automate it so you can get these leads coming into you all the time, which is what I do in what I teach. But even if you just get on these websites and start responding to the people that have these ads, you're going to get leads and you're going to start filling your pipeline. And you're going to find buyers. Now, another thing that we use to find leads are the signs. The signs are still bang for the buck. It's one of the most phenomenal ways to sell anything. My friend Azam sold Mercedes, $90,000 Mercedes, 9 of them in one day, using ugly bandit signs like we use to sell houses. And of course he sells houses using these techniques as well. It's just a matter of learning, what to put on them, where to put them, and then how to respond to the people that come through and being able to offer them something that makes sense to them. This all comes back to providing value for the person you're doing this for. Whether it's an investor, giving them a good deal, whether it's a seller, helping them sell a property that they couldn't sell themselves, or whether it's a buyer, helping them find a property property that they couldn't get into without your help. Those are the things that make you the money. And if you focus on those things and you build your list and you use the free advertising techniques that I teach you, or have somebody else implement those strategies for you so that you can focus on just making offers, and if you can do that, then your business will be phenomenal. And the people that do that, who come through my program, I see them take off in ways that changes their life for the good, for the rest of their life. Because once again, you never, once you learn how to do this stuff, you never have to think of yourself as unemployed ever again. I know there's a lot of fear out there right now of people losing their jobs. And when you know how to do this kind of thing, you never think about being unemployed. You know, I could lose everything that I have today, and tomorrow I could make money. And I don't want to lose everything I have. I'd like to keep it, but I don't worry about losing it. It's not a big concern. I want to try to hold on to what I've got, and I do my best to do that. I do my best to protect my assets and to protect my investments, and I try to invest in the right things, but sometimes I make mistakes. And maybe one day I'll make such a huge mistake that I lose everything. I hope that doesn't happen. I think I've got my bases covered, but you never know. You don't know what life's going to throw your way. Maybe I'll become disabled. Maybe something will happen, you know, and I won't be able to walk around anymore. As long as I've got my brain, as long as I've got my mind, I'm going to be able to make money because I understand the techniques and I understand how to make that work. So if you'll learn these things, if you'll learn how to build a list, and you know, as soon as you sign up for my program, one of the first things we send you is the list building program. So you start learning how to build lists immediately. Now, that's not the thing I'm going to have you focus on at the very beginning, although it's going to be something that automatically comes out of the things that you're doing, because you've got to start building a list immediately. But it's one of the things that you will learn from the very beginning, so that you can start making money immediately. And just using the techniques that I told you right here on this video, right now, can make you a phenomenal amount of money and build your list to be huge in a very short period of time. Thousands of people within just a few months. All right, hope that helps. Good luck.